Um, as we got to know one another better and better, it seemed to both of us increasingly important that we get together soon, or as soon as possible. Um, I worked, had real estate and whatever, and Alyce-Kay, of course, worked, and so.
And I was homeschooling my son.
Yeah, homeschooling John, and so it was not exactly that we could just sort of put everything on hold. I had a cat.
Cat was gone by then. Yeah, she was living in the city.
No, my cat.
Oh, your cat. Oh, he had a cat. Yeah.
Miss
Thought he was
Pink.
talking about my daughter cat. Okay.
No, Miss Pinky. And so it wasn't like we could just sort of put everything on hold and
Go meet someplace.
go meet
We
someplace.
were too far away to just go out for dinner.
Right. And so it was like,
And how do you do this anyway? Because it's like when you're so far away, I mean, it's like your first date is usually like coffee or dinner or something, and to make that much effort just for a couple hours would be kind of hard.
so anyway, we talked and we talked and we talked about getting together, and we talked about a whole bunch of other stuff too. And we sort of recapped our lives to that point and shared, our thoughts and whatever, and and certainly our thoughts about one another, and how we felt and so forth, and anyway, so as time went by, it became evident that it was going to be a while,
Well, and also,
before we could get together.
yeah, but also, Bill, and I think this is really wise. It was hard, but it was really wise. He said at one point, I think we should wait to get together for quite a while so that we can get to know each other without anything physical getting in between us. Because once you add a physical element, kissing or anything, then kissing or anything else, then
Anything.
then it,
Is that what it's called? Anything?
anything. PG or G even. Once you add any physical element, it just becomes harder to spend time actually getting to know each other and getting to know each other's hearts.
There's a yes, and there's a physical component that enters in, and particularly if you're close enough to each other to really spend time together. Like every day, or every couple of days, or a couple times a week, or whatever. There's a whole physical component that enters into the equation that gets in the way of sharing the psychic and emotional and thoughtful stuff that you really need to share to have a long-term, ongoing relationship with another person.
And I really think that the fact that we waited to even meet in person for that long has a lot to do with why our marriage is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we really got to know each other really, really deeply. I mean, we figured out at one point that we spent at least 100 hours a month on the phone. And what did you say, like
2,500 emails?
2,500 email threads. I mean, and each of those included like several emails back and forth. Yeah, I mean, it was just like a ton.
I have them all.
Yep, I probably still do too.
I'm going to publish them.
Oh. We were we really, really opened up to each other about everything.
Yeah.
And we were very close to each other. And we Skyped a few times too.
Once or twice.
Yeah, a few times. So we could see what the other person looked like and what their mannerisms were and everything. But really, we got to know each other's hearts.
Yes.
And I think that was really important and really cool.
Right. But by the time we got together, which it took us 5.5 months okay, before we actually looked at one another up close and personal.
In person.
You know, we pretty well knew each other, and we shared all the things that we thought, you know, that we could, and we asked one another all sorts of questions, you know, and there was no,
There's no holding back.
There was no, I'm not going to tell her that, you know, or Alyce-Kay saying, oh, you know, no, Bill, I'm not, you know, you know.
Yeah.
So no, we really, by the time we got together, you know, we had talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and we had gone through, you know, all the emotions that go with, you know, two older people getting together.
Well, I think too, close to the beginning of the relationship, because you know, it's like a lot of people, they try to just like be on their best behavior and only show the good side until the other person is caught or something. And I just felt like, you know what, I want him to know anything bad about me that I can think of up front, because if this isn't going to work out, I wanted it to end soon and not, you know, get really, really entangled with one another and then have there be some kind of deal breaker or something. And so we were just, we were very open and honest with each other. And we always have been. Very open and honest. And
part of that 5.5 months, Alyce-Kay and John drove out to California. Secret. She was going to drive from Atwater, Minnesota to Paso Robles, California. Paso Robles, I'm sorry.
Where my parents live.
California, with like a $1.95 in your pocket.
I had money in the bank. I was going to use my card for gas, you know, money, not credit card, but debit card for gas and stuff. But he felt that I should have actual
cash. I mean, you're going to drive across the country with no money? Come on.
So he sent me money. It was so sweet. Anyway, we can talk about California a little bit more in the next round because we're getting long here.
Okay.